Hello, Fantasy Faithfuls, and welcome to the CSD Fantasy live stream. I hope y'all are doing great. I am so excited for today as we broke a record last week in likes with 18. I want to see if we can break that again today. So please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me a lot with growing the channel and to provide even more and better content for everybody. So if we break 20, I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to get some sort of giveaway in a future stream as well. But we have a ton of questions already coming in. So let me just make sure to ask the chat if the sound is good today. I know I messed up with putting my mic on mute the other time. So making sure that the sound is good. And let's welcome some people in here. We're Ryan Knight. Welcome to the stream. Mellow Fan, what's up? Dan DeMarino, always a pleasure. So we're moving along pretty quickly here today. Sound is fine. Perfect. Let's get into it instantly then. Ryan Knight asked earlier before the stream even started, with Austin Hooper or Zach Ertz. So I figured let's start with him as he was so quick. Poker Lemon, what's up? How's it going, man? Austin Hooper has a fantastic matchup against the Rams. 7th best opponent for tight ends right now. He has a higher prediction, lower risk than Zach Ertz, higher floor, higher ceiling, almost no bust chance. He does have a He does have a lower boom chance, but that does not worry me too much. I'm not sure if this was PPR, but let's look at it. I have Hooper for 7 receptions and Ertz for 6. So I do want Austin Hooper today over Zach Ertz. And he was on the score projection article as a must start as well on csdfantasy.com earlier this week. Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson, this is the second or third time I get just these two quarterbacks, which is interesting. And I'm going to stick to my guns and say Russell Wilson, he has the same projection, but he has lower risk, higher floor, a little bit lower ceiling, but I'm okay with that. He has a higher boom chance, a little bit high bust risk, but that's all okay. He's playing at home, which is beneficial. Even though his opponent is a little tougher, there's nothing really easy about any of these opponents. Indy is kind of average against quarterbacks, while Baltimore is a little better. But the way Russell Wilson is playing right now, I'm not benching him for anybody. He is my highest ranked player for this week. So that was Ryan Knight's 2 questions. Thank you for those, Ryan. Awesome to get the stream going that quick. We got some more people joining in. I see Eden. What's up? How's it going? I'm good over here. And we have even more questions that were asked before the stream even started from Mellow Fan. Mellow posted his entire team and his opposing team. So let's see what he got going on. The below players on the screen, the way I took it is that he's playing these players. And his team is Josh Jacobs, Aaron Rodgers, Le'Veon Bell, Larry Fitzgerald, and Alshon Jeffrey, Evan Ingram, Devontae Freeman, San Francisco 49ers, and Greg Zuerlein. This is not going to be right. There we go. And you're down by 22.4. I really like Josh Jacobs this week. I think he's going to be fantastic. So I think that is going to be pretty even. You have a better quarterback. Le'Veon Bell versus Elliott. He takes that one with Elliott. Defense. I think you have the better defense in the 49ers over the Chargers. Evan Ingram. Not the highest of projections, but still a fantastic opponent in the Arizona Cardinals. And you can see that with his high ceiling. Excuse me. Devonta Freeman is a great start as well. I think he's going to do much better than somebody like Keenan Allen. DJ Shark is dangerous. But you have Alshon Jeffrey. I think this is going to be even, and you definitely have a shot to win this one, Mello. I like your team a lot. I'm actually playing a few of your players in DFS today with Evan Ingram, thanks to that ceiling, and Josh Jacobs. Or did I go with Austin Hooper instead? I can't remember if I did Ingram or Hooper. I think I went with Ingram. And what do we got? Dan, would you bench David Montgomery to play Metcalf, Cobb, or Philip Dorsett in PPR? I don't know. Let's see. DK. I don't think over DK. Well, I don't think Metcalf over Montgomery. Randall, Cobb, or Philip Dorsett. I'm feeling that Dorsett might be the closest one here, because Montgomery has the highest projection. He has the highest floor. Dorsett has a massive ceiling. But Montgomery has a high boom chance. He does have a tough opponent in New Orleans. But in PPR, you see 4 receptions for Dorsett. Puts him up at 10 together with David Montgomery. And Dorsett has a low risk factor compared to his projection. So that's good. But, well, that is a really low ceiling, which is disturbing. If you need save points between 5.5 and 11, I would go Montgomery. If you need upside, especially in a PPR league, I would go Philip Dorsett. I would not go DK Metcalf in this game. In a PPR, 3 receptions, 4 for Dorsett. Seems a little low almost. Randall Cobb has a great opponent, but hasn't really been utilized to the full extent lately. PPR, 3 receptions for him as well. Sorry about that noise. Somebody's driving like a maniac outside. So I would, for upside, I would start Dorsett over Montgomery. For safety, I would go Montgomery. Yeah, that kind of depends a little bit on what you need. Mellow fan, and I'm gonna trust Rodgers over Minshew. Yeah, we've had this discussion over and over again about the Aaron Rodgers Minshew dilemma. Eden, hey bud, need 2 of Stephon Diggs, Devin Singletary, and Larry Fitzgerald in standard. Thanks for the help and good luck this week. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see what we got. Stephon Diggs, Devin Singletary. Ooh, I love Singletary this week. And Larry Fitzgerald in standard. You need 2. So, higher risk for Diggs, but a much higher prediction. He got very low floor, high ceiling. Pretty high bust risk for a guy with a 0.1 floor, which is very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. You see that boom chance with Singletary. Singletary is the number 1 of these ones. Easily the number 1. This would have been PPR. This would have been easy with Fitz and Singletary. I'm still gonna go Fitz and Singletary. That floor and that bust risk is just, you should not have a 5% bust risk when you have a floor of 0.1 points. Like, that is terrible, and lets you know that the game that just happened is an anomaly and it's not gonna happen over and over again. He's not gonna catch 3 touchdowns in the first half or whatever it was, but I'd rather have Fitz against the Giants, and especially Singletary against Miami at home. Singletary is a fantastic start this week, in my opinion. Let's do some more shout out. I see some more people joining in. Demetrius Bird, what's up? And Luis, so happy to have both of y'all join in here today. I said earlier, I'm not sure if you were in here. We had 18 likes last week. I'm trying to see if we can break that record with 20 this week. And if that's the case, I'm going to see if I can find some way to have a giveaway of some sort next week on the stream. Maybe a signed shirt or something like that. I haven't really figured that out yet. Or at least sometime moving forward over the season. But I should be able to find a sponsor for that. Or something like in that area. But that was Eden. Thank you for that one. Ryan Knight, you're welcome. Happy to help out. Demetrius, should I accept trade for Odell and Woods this week and give up White and Hunter Henry? I'm then out White in my lineup this week and have to start Montgomery or wait until next week. Oh, okay. So you can make that trade right now. Beckham, Gotta put Junior in there. He's on a bye, but I wanted to see his floor. 1.4 is pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. He does have the most difficult schedule moving forward for wide receivers. But the main question I would take on this one is then James White and David Montgomery and see how they line up. For Demetrius, I do prefer Montgomery with the projection. He has lower risk. He has a higher floor, higher ceiling, lower bust risk, lower boom chance as well. Tougher opponent. Great schedule though moving forward with the 7th easiest schedule. That's pretty fantastic. But I do like David Montgomery a little bit better than James White this week. So I would make that trade and actually start David Montgomery over James White and feel pretty good about myself. So I would make that. You give up Hunter Henry. Who are you starting instead of Henry? If you make the trade. What did you do? Did you see Pat Mahomes' injury? Yes, I saw it. It's really uncomfortable to watch. When they popped that back in, it reminded me of my knee injury, where mine wasn't that gruesome, but knee injuries is something that's that hits me pretty close to home. Luis, good morning, afternoon. How's it going? Might be a silly question. No silly questions in here. You can ask pretty much anything. But would you go with Deshaun Watson or Josh Allen at quarterback today for PPR League? Love it. The matchups make it intriguing. It definitely does. Let's put it up. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go Deshaun Watson. There's Josh Allen hasn't really shown that. Even against the Jets. I mean, the Jets have a pretty good defense, but most quarterbacks have been scoring pretty high against them. Miami, 4th best opponent for quarterbacks. But you can see they give up roughly 21.5 points on average to quarterbacks. This is adjusting for the last 3 weeks, but also for the course of the entire season. You can see that is like Deshaun Watson is projected to score above what the 4th best opponent for quarterbacks give up, with a lower risk, higher floor, higher ceiling, lower bust risk, lower boom chance. But I'm okay with that when your ceiling is 35.4 points. Holy crap. And he has an average opponent in Indianapolis. I would start Deshaun Watson, and I wouldn't think too much about it. If Josh Allen breaks out, it's just as likely that Deshaun Watson goes off. So there's much more safety with Watson, and he has high upside, much higher upside than Josh Allen, in my opinion. Not just my opinion, but my numbers opinions. So I would start Deshaun Watson. I think he is one of my highest ranked quarterbacks moving into week... 7. My bad. That was Luis. Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson from Mello. That's something I have not thought about, but it's the same with Lamar Jackson. Also, decent opponent, 15, pretty average at Seattle. High boom chance, pretty low bust risk. Fantastic ceiling, fantastic floor, high projection, low risk. I'm going Lamar Jackson as well. Sometimes you just got to start your studs and not try to chase those points. It's just as likely that they're just going to keep pounding the ball with Frank Gore and Devin Singletary and just sit back and relax, have them score 2 touchdowns each, and Josh Allen not doing too much. I think he's going to run a fair bit, but if they get out to a lead, I think he'll be used conservatively to save on his body a little bit. We got Demetrius. Now let's do some more shout outs. I see some more people joining in. Momentum Wins. Awesome to see you. Sleek, what's up? We got Swaggy. Love that name. That's fantastic. We got Easy Eddie 32. All welcome to the stream. So happy to have you on board. If you enjoyed this stream, please leave a like. It really helps me grow the channel and provide even more and better content for everybody. So I appreciate any support. Where was I? We have Demetrius or Hunter Henry. Okay, this is, or wait until next week. Or Hunter Henry for Jacobs straight up. Ooh, that's a fantastic trade. I will make that any day of the week. I just want to bring up Jacobs. He has the third best schedule for running backs moving forward. He's raised his floor quite a lot. He does have a high ceiling, low bust risk. Not that high as the boom chances, but I'm okay with that right now. High prediction, average risk. Great opponent this week, so the strength of schedule does not account for this week opponent. So even though he has a weak opponent in week 7, he has even weaker opponents moving forward, and I'm excited about Josh Jacobs. I'm trying to get him on some teams as well. So I would make that trade straight up. Receivers right now are DJ Moore, Godwin, Hopkins, McLaurin, John Brown, and not accept trade for Odell and Woods, where I kept White and still receive. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Then you can start Godwin, Hopkins, McLaurin, John Brown. You can start pretty much. I'm not that big fan of DJ Moore. 5.6 floor is pretty darn decent though, and he has a good schedule. McLaurin is fantastic, average schedule. John Brown, huge fan of his, also pretty high floor. I can toss him in, and he has a fantastic schedule, especially between weeks 9 and 14. That's when you want Bills players as much as possible. They play Miami again, Redskins, and I'm missing somebody. New York Giants. They have some really good matchups coming up. Momentum, good morning. How's it going? You want Ertz or Hunter Henry? Let's get Henry back up on the board. Very high risk for Henry. Higher floor for Ertz, but a very low ceiling. Higher ceiling for Hunter Henry. Lower boom chance, lower bust. Easier opponent. Is this PPR momentum? I have both for 6 receptions. I think Henry has a little bit more upside than Ertz this week. Dallas is average against tight ends. We saw Ertz destroy Dallas last year, but that's last year. I do think Henry complements that offense, Los Angeles Chargers offense, pretty darn well. Tennessee has struggled against tight ends. I like Henry over Ertz, but I do like Austin Hooper over anybody else on the tight end position. Sleek, you got Woods, Robert Woods. Oh, this stream is just moving along, people. Holy crap, there's a lot of questions. I love it. Austin Eckler, John Brown, or DJ Shark. Get some coffee. Oh, they don't play the Giants again. They have the Eagles. My bad, Mello. They have the Redskins, Miami, and who is it? They have another terrible opponent between 9 and 14. Let me see before I get into this one. The Bills. Buffalo. Then Miami again, Denver, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Yeah, they have Miami again. Where is the Redskins game? That's week 9. And then Miami in week 11. Dallas in week 13. They've been terrible against the run. Especially so like for Singletary. I'm thinking mainly. Let's get back to it. This is from Sleek. Full point PPR. I'm just going to remove. I'll see that I put a little something in there. Don't want that. There we go. Sorry about that. Full point PPR, Robert Woods, who has the highest projection? Austin Eckler, 11.2, 4.9 ceiling, floor, highest ceiling as well, low. Shark has the second highest. You want 1, I would assume. Let's look at the PPR points. 7 receptions for Austin Eckler. That's a lot of receptions, which gonna give him the go-ahead win for me. Even though I'm very scared and cautious about that Los Angeles Chargers backfield right now. Out of these 4, I still like with the receptions that Austin Eckler is getting, like that's just fantastic. And you can keep moving forward with him. He's going to be more what he was before, but he still gets red zone targets, which is fantastic for him. So I'm still going to roll Austin Eckler out of these 4. He's just been a little bit too good for the Chargers not to use. And I'm not too, even though Atlanta is the best opponent for wide receivers right now. You can see Robert Woods 8.4 is not that good. Lowest floor, lowest ceiling as well. I'm a little uncomfortable with Robert Woods right now. He has 5 receptions in the projection. That's decent though, but I think Austin Eckler, with the points from when it's a full point PPR, he's gonna rack them up. Mellow fan, who is better for the rest of the season, Aaron Jones or Devontae Freeman? Aaron Jones or Devontae Freeman? I think Freeman has a terrible schedule, but he has a higher floor, which is usually what I look at. The strength of schedule is something I take in mind as well. But with the higher floor, I think Freeman is gonna keep on climbing up, and I would prefer to have him on my team moving forward. Aaron Jones is in that Green Bay situation where you never know. Devontae is still gonna be the main guy in Atlanta, so I do prefer him just a little bit. Eden, thanks man. Oh, no problem. Got another question. Aaron Rodgers or Jared Goff? This is an interesting one. High projection for Rodgers, a little bit high risk, but that's fine. Higher floor, same ceiling. Oh my gosh, Jared Goff has some terrible numbers, y'all. Even though he's playing Atlanta, Rodgers still plays the 9th best opponent in Oakland. That's a big ass gap though. What is? I gotta see. Look how many points Atlanta give up compared just a couple of spots down to Miami, who are 4th best compared to 1st, and then compared to 9th. That's a big gap. But I still prefer Aaron Rodgers over Jared Goff. I think he's the better fantasy option right now. Goff looks a little off. Haha. Sorry about that. Demetrius, you were saying, oh, you got Waller. Okay, then you're set. You're good. You were saying momentum. You were saying Waller's. I'm not sure if you're adding Waller into this mix that you were talking about before. I still think Hunter Henry has the most upside this week of the 3. Even though I like Waller moving forward, he has a pretty darn good floor for a rookie tight end, and if Tyrell Williams keeps being out, that's just gonna add targets to him. Since David Johnson is active, do I play Chase Edmonds or Mohamed Sanu at flex from Swaggy? Again, love that name, Swaggy. Chase Edmonds, or I missed something, didn't I? Edmonds. There we go. Mohamed Sanu. I have 7.8 for Edmonds. Higher risk though, lower floor, higher ceiling, no bust chance, no boom chance. I would go. Is this Swaggy still there? I hope so. Is this PPR or is this standard scoring? Doesn't really matter though. I still prefer Sanu. 3.1 floor, rough the ceiling, 2-point difference, but a much higher boom chance. It's full point PPR. I'd definitely go Sanu. I have him for 5 receptions against the Rams. I don't see Jalen Ramsey providing that big of making that big of a change to where you can't play Calvin Ridley or Mohamed Sanu. I don't even think he takes out Julio Jones right now. To the point where you can't start Julio, but you definitely can start Sanu. With the receptions, you'll be fantastic over Edmonds, especially with DJ back or DJ playing. Thank you for that one, Swaggy. That was, I believe, one of your first questions. Luis, no, Mello. Start Fitz over Alshon over Giants Tate and Bengals Tate. Let's see what if I get this one. Fitz Gerald. I always misspelled that one. Alshon Jeffrey. We got Golden Tate and Auden Tate. Start Fitz and Alshon over Giants Tate and Bengals Tate. Golden Tate, low floor, high ceiling, low numbers, decent opponent. Not sure if this is PPR. Both have 5 and 5 and 6. Pretty low risk for both. I would start Alshon and Golden. Yes. If it's PPR, I'm starting Fitz and Alshon. In standard, I'm starting Tate and Jeffrey, and in PPR, I'm starting Fitz and Jeffrey. Fitz just catches footballs. That's just what he does. Golden Tate does that too, just not as well. Even though he's getting older, he still keeps catching balls. That's just what he does. It's like Jason Witten. Like, okay, he had a drop and he had a fumble, but he still, he falls slow, but he still catches the football more often than not. Easy Eddie. Again, awesome names y'all are putting out here. We got Tyler Boyd and John Brown in PPR. High projection for Brown, but it's pretty even, but much lower risk. Higher floor, same ceiling, right on the dot. A little bit high bust. Well, none of them really have a high bust risk, but it's higher, but a higher boom chance. Easier opponent in Miami. 6 receptions for Brown, 8 receptions for Boyd. Oof. That gives Boyd the edge for me, especially now you don't have Jalen Ramsey on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I would start Tyler Boyd thanks to all the receptions that I haven't projected for. If this was standard, I would have gone John Brown. PPR, definitely Tyler Boyd. That's a lot of receptions. Larry Fitz. I'm just gonna move him to the bottom here and keep having him because I foresee even more questions coming with him. This is Demetrius adding in Fitz or Boyd. Again, he catches footballs, but Tyler Boyd does as well. 8 receptions for Boyd versus 6 for Fitz. So I would start Boyd over Fitzgerald. Thanks again to receptions and Fitz having a lower projection. He does have a fantastic low risk though, and a high floor. But Boyd with the receptions this week looks fantastic. In a PPR league, that's almost too good to be true with 8 receptions. Let's do some shout-outs before we move forward. We got Sherman Jones. Welcome to stream. Z-Phil, how's it going, man? We got Zach Foster 1 and Mark L joining in. So happy to have everybody on board. If you enjoyed the stream, please hit that like button. We're trying to break the record from last week with hitting 20 likes. If we do, I will try to figure out a way to have a giveaway on a stream as we move forward. So please hit that like button and share on social media as well. I forgot to say that to bring even more people to the channel. So it helps me provide even more and better content moving forward. Thank you. I appreciate everything. We have more questions coming in. We got about 30 minutes left. So it's moving along pretty quickly over here. Where it was Easy Eddie. Need 2 of 3. 1 point PPR. We got Todd Gurley. Kerryon Johnson, my bad, and James White. You need 2 in a PPR league. Let's look at the receptions. 6 for James White. Holy crap. These are some high projected receptions. 2 for Kerryon and 3 for Gurley. 19 points in total, 14 and 13. Let's look at their standard stuff. Much higher projection for Kerryon. A little bit higher risk for Gurley, but higher floor for both of them. Higher ceiling as well. Bust risk is huge for James White. None have a particularly easy opponent, but I would go Kerryon and Gurley even with James White predicted for 6 receptions, as they have much higher projections to start with and higher floors and much lower bust risk. So I would start Kerryon and Gurley. And as if you've seen me talk about Patriots running backs in the past, you know I try to stay away from them in the games where you just don't know who's going to get those. Like now Brandon Bolden is getting freaking goal line carries, and you just never know who's going to end up getting points on that team. It's the old Seahawks situation where after Marshawn Lynch, where you just had no idea who was going to be the main back. It's very frustrating for fantasy football. We got so that was Todd Gurley and carry on for Easy Eddie. Sherman Jones, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, this is a good one. I haven't looked at Matt Ryan. I think it's going to be him. Yeah. Josh Allen is going to be the lowest of these three. Is he? No, he's going to be the second one. Because he has more than 10% less risk to reach 17. He has a higher floor. Somewhat same ceiling, boom, bust. Easiest opponent. But Matt Ryan has the highest prediction, lowest, pretty much lowest risk, highest floor, high ceiling, high boom chance, easy opponent as well. And you know that the Falcons defense is going to let up so many points that Matt Ryan will be forced to throw. That he will be my go-to guy. I will start him in one league this week. Yes. In my Dynasty League, I am starting Matt Ryan. I'm not starting Josh Allen anywhere, actually. And I'm not starting Aaron Rodgers as well. I do think Matt Ryan is the best pick of these three in Week 7. Thank you for that one, Sherman. That was Sherman. We got Z-Phil. What's up? PPR, you need 3 of Brandon Cooks, Calvin Ridley, Will Fuller, and Jamal Williams. Brandon Cooks. There we go. Jamal Williams has a really high projection, but a very high risk. I feel like I've made a mistake here. I don't think he should have 14.3. Well, I'm not going to say I made a mistake, but because he does have a very high risk. Will Fuller has, as you know, low floor and high ceiling. That's just what Will Fuller does. This is PPR. Let's look at the receptions. We got 6, 3, 4, and 4. And you need 3 of these guys. So let's look at who I don't want instead of who I do want. And 4 receptions. That's going to be Brandon Cooks. Which is weird. They like the Rams are playing the Falcons. It just feels wrong to bench them. But I do want Ridley. I do want Will Fuller because of that upside. And I do want Jamal Williams as well. But that's a high risk, very high risk. But then he has the same floor as Cooks and this much higher ceiling, lower bust risk. Cooks have a decent boom chance, but with a ceiling that low, I'm gonna have to go Calvin Ridley, Will Fuller, and Jamal Williams on this one, even though he has 74.8% risk. That's very high, but he does have a high projection. So even though if you cut 4 of this, he's still above Brandon Cooks. So Williams, Ridley, and Fuller over Cooks. Oh, that felt wrong. That felt so wrong. I've always been a huge fan of Brandon Cooks, especially when he was on the Saints. Even though I'm not a Saints fan, I like the player. Demetrius Burr, sorry, want to be sure. Oh, no problem, man. Nothing has to be apologized for ever. You can ask wherever. So just keep the questions coming. Would you accept trade to receive Woods and Odell and give up Hunter Henry and James White? The Jacobs trade is not going to happen. Okay, yes, I would make that trade happen to get Woods and Odell for Hunter Henry and James White. Especially you had Waller, if I wasn't mistaken, that you could punch in at tight end moving forward. You just want him to confirm. Because I would make that trade when I have another tight end lined up to take over for Henry. Yes. Okay. Perfect, Demetrius. Yeah, I would make that one. Your receivers would then be DJ Moore, Godwin, Hopkins, McLaurin, John Brown, Woods, and Odell. That's a heck of a receiving core. You can probably take 2 of those and try to upgrade at running back or something like that as well moving forward. Luis traded tight end Waller and Connor. James Conner for Kamara and Hunter Henry. Was it worth it? I think so. I'm not a huge James Conner fan. Let's bring it up. He's on a bye, but he has a 5.5 floor. Alvin Kamara, 5.1. Okay. Conner has an easier schedule, but he doesn't have quarterbacks. And Breeze is coming back. Hunter Henry, Darren Waller. I would say with the projection and the risk, high floor, moving forward, I think you made the right decision on Waller over Henry, and I think it's going to pan out to the for Kamara to be the right decision as well if he comes back healthy. With Breeze back in the lineup with Kamara, you're going to be the winner on that trade. That was Luis. Zach Foster, I am in a bind with wide receiver. Full point PPR with Robert Woods, DJ Shark. Oh, I know who this is going to be. If you followed me for the last couple of weeks, you know that it's going to be Michael Gallup. But it's not, though. Look at that. Holy crap. Projection, much lower risk. A little bit lower floor, but much higher ceiling for the Sharknado. Terrible opponent, though. No, this is a full point PPR, right? Full point PPR. Yes. Perfect. So it is Gallup. Thank you. I wasn't tripping. 6 receptions for 17 points. So higher projection, higher receptions, higher risk, higher floor, lower ceiling, but playing a fantastic opponent with the Philadelphia Eagles. And especially this is, let me see, Amari Cooper. He's not out. So if Amari Cooper can't play, have they confirmed if he's playing or not? Amari Cooper, Tyron Smith, and 3 other injuries. This 2 hours ago. Expected to play. They were still a little uncomfortable listening to them on Friday if Cooper would play. He said it was good to go last week, and then he played like 3 plays or something against the Jets, and then he couldn't play due to pain. So I'm a little worried if he doesn't play. Gallup should have 1 more reception probably. If he does play, Gallup probably has more room to work with. So it's sort of a win-win situation. I would start Gallup. This week with more receptions and a higher floor and higher projection. Oh, but you're picking 2. My bad. So it's definitely Gallup and Shark. I'm so sorry, Zach. I don't know why your message showed up as you said something bad. I have no idea why that came up. Like you said, it feels wrong to sit Rams in that matchup, but thanks, man. Yeah, that came up as that was. Do you really want this comment to be shown? It's something, like you had to check it for bad words. I'm not sure why, but I would start Shark and Gallup over Woods, even in that matchup. But it does feel wrong. It does feel so wrong. We got Mark in PPR Flex, Jamal Williams, or Frank Gore. I keep writing Frankie Gore. I've done that all day today. High prediction, much higher risk, lower floor, a little bit higher ceiling, lower bust risk, lower boom chance, fantastic opponent. And in PPR, I have Williams for 3 receptions over Frank Gore's 1. So that's going to be the deciding factor. If this would have been standard, it would have been close, very close with that higher floor, easy opponent, and a higher boom chance. But I don't think Gore catches more than 1 pass, which is going to give a little bit of an edge to Jamal Williams. That's why I've never been a huge fan of PPR. I'm more of a half-point PPR guy. I think that's a little bit more reflective of a player's performance in real life. As some guys who just catches the ball for 2 yards gain 1.2 points in PPR when they actually just got 2 yards. And I feel like that doesn't really reflect the impact in football. That's just a fantasy fix to give more points to wide receivers in general, which is something I don't condone, but I know we're moving more and more towards PPR. So I guess I have to go with the flow, but I will go with Jamal Williams thanks to those PPR points. And Mello, thank you for keeping track of the likes. I appreciate that. We need 6 more to reach 20. I appreciate everything y'all do for the channel to help it grow. It gives me so much pride to have all y'all come in here and ask questions every week, and it's a ton of fun. As you know, I have so much content coming out. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have articles on csdfantasy.com with waiver wire and score projection. On Wednesdays, we start a new podcast this year. And 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're airing it live every week. It's me and Nick Faber and Carlton Daniel doing weekly reviews, previews, talking stats. We have hot takes. We have sleeper picks. It's here, right here on the YouTube channel. It's called the Fantasy Rabbit Hole. So be sure to check that out. 2 videos came out this week as well here on the YouTube channel with Carlos Hyde and Matt Breida. Next week, I'm looking to have a head-to-head video, which will put probably two wide receivers or running backs against each other moving forward for fantasy purposes. So every little thing helps me create even more and better content for everybody. So I'm truly grateful. Thank you. And I know we have 20 more minutes with questions. Let's see. I kind of lost track of the chat there for a second. That was Mark. Thank you for that one, Mark. We got Demetrius. And backs, Chubb, CMC, Murray, Montgomery. Think my running back group would be a little weaker, or is trade worth losing White? I need to refresh my memory. You would have Chubb, CMC, Murray, and Montgomery. How many running backs do you start each week? Because you can start at one of the receivers and flex. So if you only start 2 running backs, you'll be fine with Chubb and CMC. And if Montgomery starts moving into more of a RB1 spot in Chicago, you'll be completely fine. It'll be a little less depth on it, but I'm not extremely worried about it. Yeah, you start 2. Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Yeah, I think you're gonna have a fantastic team because you can start Godwin, Nuke, and then you have McLaurin, Woods, and Odell for your flex. If you're starting 2 in flex, you can have DJ Moore and Woods and Brown coming in there too. Like you're gonna be stacked. I'm not worried about that team at all, especially with CMC now getting to rest a little bit and Chubb as well. You're going to be a little weak this week with Montgomery and Murray, but then you had Kamara go out, so Murray is going into a better position as well. So I'm really excited about your team moving forward, and I think you can survive this week as well. A lot of people are going to have bye weeks now, this is where you really separate the boys from the men. Mellow Fan, pick 2 PPR. Okay, thanks. Oh, I'm not sure what that one was referencing. But let's look. Let's do some more shout-outs. We got Agent joining in. Awesome to see you. Jared Kurtz, welcome to the stream. Poker, I saw you earlier. What's up? We have, that's all, but we have a lot of more questions coming in. So we have from Agent ZZZ. Hello, Terry McLaurin, Golden Tate, or Allen Robinson PPR. Does anybody heard more about the weather in that Redskins game? I've been a little bit. I heard it was raining like crazy earlier. Weather. Redskins versus 49ers. Ugly FedEx Field forecast creating betting value. Windy conditions. I don't want to move away from Terry McLaurin in this one. It's been raining pretty good. I'm going to take that as raining a lot. But I have McLaurin for the highest, lowest risk. Higher floor, highest ceiling, higher boom chance, bust risk, but that's 5.7 isn't that much. High boom chance. Difficult opponent though. PPR 6 receptions and 5.5. Keep an eye. Go and check the weather right now. This is Agent. Check the weather in Washington. if it's pouring down like mad over there and the wind is blowing like crazy, I would start Allen Robinson over McLaurin. If it's just regular shitty weather and nothing too crazy, I would start McLaurin. I do like him. Even though he has one less reception than Allen Robinson. He does have lower risk and higher floor and higher ceiling. I see Poker, you want to add T.Y. Hilton to this group, McLaurin or Hilton. I would go McLaurin in pretty much any situation here. He has the higher projection, a little bit high risk, but that's fine with a 6.1 projection. 5.7 versus 8.4, 17.9 versus 19.9. Yeah, I will go, again, if it's just pouring down like crazy, you should probably go T.Y. Hilton on this one as well. If it's like unplayable for wide receivers or quarterbacks, where the ball is just not going to end up where they want it, more than it usually does for Redskins quarterbacks. Oh, shade. They can't hit the receivers to save their lives. That's why the only one you can play is Terry McLaurin. 1 second. Excuse me. Let's get some coffee and hit Mellow Fans Super Bowl prediction question. Super Bowl prediction. I'm gonna be really boring. Say the New England Patriots. Ooh, surprise. They've never made it before. And right now I'm gonna have to go with the Saints from the NFC side. They're looking dangerous, even without Brees. Saints, Patriots, Super Bowl. Right now, I would like the Cowboys, but 3 losses in a row kind of dampened my enthusiasm just a little bit. Mark PPR, Alan Lazard or Duke Williams. Do I even have Duke Williams? No. And I know Alan Lazard is he's only performed in 1 game, so his stats are going to be very uncomfortable, but I would start Lazard. I don't want to say too much on that. I know his with just coming in like that, the algorithm takes a little while to adjust, and when a player just booms out of nowhere, it's not prepared to create a projection for next week. Yeah, I haven't really figured out how to do that yet, but that's something I'm working on. For now, I'm just doing the eye test, and I would have to start Alan Lazard. Jared Kurtz, Latavius Murray. I'm sorry about that, Mark, as well. That I don't have more for you. Or Miles Sanders in half-point PPR. We got Murray for a higher projection, much higher risk. That's because he's taken over and getting a higher projection. This is the change that's been done with running backs. When your RB1 goes out and your RB2 goes into that spot, your projection bumps up, but your risk does not. The risk does not adjust for that. That's why it's so high. Lower floor, higher, same ceiling, low bust risk. That should be. And half-point PPR, 2 receptions for each, so that's just a point. But a higher floor for Miles Sanders. Terrific opponent for both of them. I would have to go Miles Sanders, thanks to that floor and a higher boom chance over Latavius Murray. They don't really have any. Who is going to be RB2 on the Saints? Just gotta give me 1 second. Dwayne Washington or sack center. I'm gonna guess Dwayne Washington. I'm still going Miles Sanders. Cowboys' run defense is terrible right now, and he does have a higher floor, so I feel a little bit more safe starting him. What do we have? Scantlin and Allison are active, Mark. Okay, Poker, thank you for helping out. Luis Bravo, expected to play, yet it feels wrong. 7 more like, where do I go? For Mello, thanks for looking out. being a moderator. I don't know how to give people moderator status. I wonder how to do that. I would love to give that to you. Oh, Mello, I don't know what I did, but you are now a moderator. I don't know what power I gave you, but I hope you're okay with that. With great power comes great responsibility. Yes, I am a Spider-Man fan. Oh, look at it. He got a little wrench right there. I don't know what power I gave you. I think it's awesome. That's so cool. Let's see what we have. Should I trade Jacobs, Sony, Freeman, or Bell to help out Juju, Tate, Alshon, and Fitz, and Josh Gordon? I'm confused by that one, Mello. Can you put like, can you put them on like trading these guys for these guys? Something like very clear, like, because I'm not sure I understood that one. Luis, you have Keenan Allen, Cooper Kupp as wide receiver 1 and 2 respectively. Also starting Will Fuller as flex. I think you're gonna. Keenan Allen is not looking too hot right now at all, but he still has that high ceiling, so that's something. I don't know what you could put in instead. I'm actually starting Cooper Kupp and Will Fuller in DFS this week. I want the ceiling of Will Fuller combined with a terrible opponent in Indy for wide receivers. And 6 reception because it's a PPR DFS. And Cooper Kupp is playing the Falcons. He has a high projection. He is my number 1 receiver on the Rams offense with a high floor, high ceiling. And I think I went a little overboard with him last week, but I think he's going to have a bounce back and be fantastic this one. I think you're going to be very fine. Very fine. I think you're going to be fine with starting those 3. I don't know who you would put in instead of Keenan Allen, but the other 2 I would definitely start. Speaking of Saints, what about Latavius Murray versus Sony Michel in PPR? Michel has a higher projection, lower risk, higher floor, higher ceiling, a little bit high bust risk, but not a high one, not a high boom chance for either of them. Average opponent, easier opponent for Murray. Receptions, 2 for Murray, 1 for Sony Michel. I don't like Patriots running backs. I really don't. And I feel like I need to fix the projection for RB2s moving into a RB1 slot, but I haven't fixed the floor or ceiling. I'm still going Sony Michel on this one, though. I'm still going Sony Michel. He does have a high projection with a decently average risk and a higher floor, higher ceiling. So I'm going Sony Michel on that one. Even though Murray has 2 predicted receptions, I feel like Michel is still a little bit better play than Murray. We have roughly 8 more minutes until the game starts. So let's not chill for too much. Let me just do one quick shout out to the stream's sponsors at Prize Picks. So, tired of losing on DFS salary cap size? With our friends at Prize Picks, you can turn that fantasy sports knowledge or my fantasy sports knowledge into cold hard cash. No shorts, no endless hours of research unless you count mine. It's just you against the projections. Just choose over or under correctly on a player's fantasy point projections to win, and you can use promo code CSD. When you sign up, new members get their first deposits matched up to 25%, up to $4,000. Free 2-pick entry to win $25 as well if you use promo code CSD Fantasy. There's a link down below to Prize Picks, and you can read a little bit more on it in the corner down there. Also, check out the Patreon page down below as well if you want more exclusive content with preseason content, well, that's kind of out right now, but there's some fancy stuff going on where you can get full score projections for your team, or if you just want to help support the channel, there's links down below. And I just saw that we hit 20 likes. So freaking awesome. Thank you all so much. I will look into finding a giveaway for next week that we will give out to one lucky viewer. If not next week, I will definitely have it by a few weeks from now. So the more you join in here on the live stream, your chances of being on that right week when the giveaway happens increases. Let's do some more shout outs, because I see Nicholas Carone entered the chat. So happy to have you on board as well. As we move into the last 5 minutes, I'm gonna speed it up real quick now to make sure that I get all the questions in. Money Man Ed, welcome to stream. So happy to have you on board. What's up, bro? Need a flex half-point PPR. Singletary, Henderson, Sanu, or Lazard. Devin Singletary, I'm going to say, is going to be my guy. As I'm really excited about him this week. Mohamed Sanu. This is half-point PPR. So otherwise, if it would have been PPR, I would have been really excited about Sanu, because I have a lot of receptions planned for him. Alan Lazard, as I said before, the algorithm haven't really adjusted for him, as he just like broke out with one game only, and that f's up the algorithm quite heavily. When I play, it goes from nothing to a lot. I do like him, but I do like Singletary a lot more. Henderson, I'm blanking on his first name a lot right now. What is it, Daryl Henderson, right? Yeah, I was blanking heavy on that one. I do like Singletary over him as well. Half-point PPR, looking good. So I really want to start Singletary as much as possible in this week. I'm starting him in 2 or 3 leagues and in DFS. That was Moneyman Ed. Thank you for that one. Pokelemon, it will come in handy when you blow up and trolls come. Yeah, no, definitely. Let me know if anybody else wants to be a mod who joins in here week in and week out. I know Mellofan, he's always here, and he's here even before the stream starts, so he's a perfect moderator, and I'm so happy to have him join in and help out. Appreciate everything everybody does for the stream, and it's an honor to be here every week for y'all. Luis, you have DeMarcus Robinson too, but left him on the bench this week. Oh, I think that was a good choice, right? I don't know how much he scored, but I think that was the right choice. Nicholas Carone, thank you for liking the video. Do you have any questions before we get into today's games? Mr. Miles, welcome to the stream. So happy to have you on board. If you enjoyed this stream, please leave a like. I know we're running out of time, so I'm gonna hit this one. Robert, this is standard scoring prediction. Higher for Ridley, lower risk, higher floor, higher ceiling, lower bust risk. A little bit lower boom chance, but that's fine. I would start Calvin Ridley over Robert Woods in standard scoring. Bam. I can't leave them up there. And good luck to everybody today. It's been a pleasure. I'll see we've answered all the questions. I'm going to keep the stream up and running if we have some last-second questions coming in. But really, a huge thank you to everybody joining in today. It's been my pleasure to be here. We hit 21 likes, which is fantastic. So I'm definitely going to look into a giveaway for next week. And if not, like I said, for week after that. But on Tuesday, be sure to go to csdfantasy.com for the waiver wire article. Go on Thursday to csdfantasy.com for the score projection article. Come back to the YouTube channel on Wednesday for the Fantasy Rabbit Hole, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're airing that show live, but you can, of course, catch it on demand afterwards as well. I will have a head-to-head video coming out either Friday or Saturday next week. Haven't decided on the players I'm going to look into, but that will be here on the YouTube channel as well. And the live stream is here on Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time every week. It's been a pleasure having y'all. I see we have no more questions coming in. So, signing off, CSD Fantasy. It's been a fantastic show. Thank y'all so much for joining me.